2 months after he got into power, Nairobi governor got a campaigner who has been pushing him online to really clean up Nairobi. Hanifa is a Twitter name that has become very popular online because she really pushes the governor every single day to go clean up some areas of Nairobi that have not been cleaned up for years and years. While they're trying to clean up Nairobi River, other areas of Nairobi including Pipeline, Korogocho, Babadogo, Huruma, Githurai, all the places you can mention have been still very dirty years after governors have come and governors have gone. But one lady has decided to push the government of Nairobi to make sure that the city is clean, and she does not relent. She does it day to day to day. Is the governor listening? Are the MPs listening? Are the MCAs listening? Well, today we get to sit with the lady to get to hear more from her and what exactly is the inspiration for her passion. So maybe you tell us what is your push, what inspires you, and what made you really make this your mission, especially?
Okay, this started off with the Korogosho slum sewer leakage. So I happened to see kids playing around the sewer leakages, and there's a school. Yeah, there's a level 5 hospital around the sewer leakage. The sewer leakage has been there for over 30 years, and no one dared to take care of it, or no one dared to clean the mess or something. So I approached the people responsible, that's people from Nairobi Water, and also the MCA and everything. So the MCA was also trying to get hold of the governor. So we were both trying to get hold of the governor. So that's why I was desperate. I was desperate about the situation. So I took pictures and tried my shot with Sakaja on Twitter. That was early November. So I tweeted him for 3 days before he responded. So he responded on the 3rd day and said he was going to fix it. So we went on and on with Sakaja the 1st, 3rd, and the 4th time. So we managed to clear the place. So Sakaja cleared Korogosho. So the campaign picked up speed. Everyone was interested in it, so it gained a lot of attention. So I got a lot of requests too from other places. So people DM'd me, requesting me to highlight such situations, such crucial situations that were abandoned and no one dared to look at it. So yeah, we started another journey with Pipeline. So the journey with Pipeline also started over a month ago. So I started highlighting it to the MP, the area MP. So the area MP also is not active on Twitter, and neither was he responding. So all these sanitation issues goes back to Sakaja. So people went, like all of us went again on and on with Sakaja for 6 days. So after 6 full days, Sakaja finally responded to the pipeline issue and said that they had set a budget aside for it and he was going to fix it. So a month later, which is a week ago, we started again reminding Sakaja of the promise he made of pipeline, because the situation is really dangerous. The kids.
Why is it so important for you to highlight Korogocho, pipeline? Are you from there in the first place? And if you're not, then why did you feel that that was very important for you, especially for someone who does not come from those areas?
I think this is everything every one of us should be doing. It's not fair for people to live in this undignified situation. That's what's pushing me. It's not fair. These people do not have a voice. They don't have anything they can. It's unfair. It's so unfair and desperate. The desperation actually is what is pushing me. Because why is the MCA, the MP, and everyone involved not doing anything for 30 years? Why are we letting these kids live like this? I don't live in these places that I highlight, but I'm familiar with such places. I'm really familiar with such places because I go often. I used to have my own projects, my own journalism projects, writing stories and highlighting such issues. So I went there for the same purpose. So it wasn't enough. What I was doing on ground wasn't working and it wasn't enough. That's why I opted for Twitter.
Do you feel like what you're doing on Twitter right now, is it bearing any fruit? You've been doing this for 2 months now. Are you seeing any tangible, fruits on the ground, or you're just unapiga tu kelele?
Yeah, it is. It's working because we managed to get Sakaja to fix the Korogosho mess that was there for 30 years, more than 30 years. The mess is really such an eyesore and it causes a lot of risks for the kids, the environment and the hospital, everything. So I believe that being consistent in reminding them and making people aware is what is making this campaign gain a lot of attention and putting more people in. So yeah, it's really working.
Right now we are at a place called Baba Dogo. You've not been here before. How would you describe the situation here? You can see what's behind you, around you. You can see the littering and all that kind of thing. You've seen the river. Maybe what does that make you feel about being here?
Yeah, it's a common problem in Nairobi. Everywhere you spot a river, it's always going to be a place where there's going to be an illegal dumping. So people are always going to dump near a river. And there hasn't been any measures at all to take care of this mess. If there's initiatives and plans and fines for these people, there wouldn't be such a situation. People will not be littering around like this. And again, proper waste disposal system. There's no proper waste disposal system. That's why this keeps happening. Obviously, it takes two to tango. So people need to be disciplined, and also the government needs to do its part.
Also, do you feel like Nairobians are not doing their part? Do you feel like Nairobians are just littering everywhere they go, and so the government is overwhelmed because we are not taking responsibility and we are just tunatupa tu takataka kila mahali? Is it really on us or the government, or should we? What do you think?
Everyone is involved. Nairobians also lack discipline. Littering is not at all graceful. But, I repeat, but there's always a but. It's up to the government again. If we introduce fines, and measures against illegal dumping and everything, this wouldn't be happening. That's what's going to work if we want to abolish illegal dumping or littering. So it really goes back to the government again. And we have no garbage collection bins. Like if you take a look at this city, you can count how many bins are there. So that's encouraging people to litter. We can't expect everyone to have that goodwill of not littering and people being disciplined. So it really goes back to the government again.
You have a lot of haters on Twitter who say, wewe fanya kazi yako, stop bothering the government, acha kusumbua Sakaja, just do your job. They don't understand why you're so passionate about this. What would you say to your haters and people who are trying to attack your campaign? What do you say to them?
Yeah, I've heard of some few people talking of this and that. So I would really I'd not like to pay attention to any of them because I don't think they understand what this means, what it means to live in a clean and safe environment. So I'd just like to tell them, join us, come on. No one wants to live like this. But also, I'm grateful for the support I've received. So the support is so immense so that I'm not even focusing on the few who are ranting here and there. So I don't think they'd also like to live in such an environment. So I'd like to tell them to join us in this movement so we can all have a clean and safe environment.
Have you tried, you and your friends, you and your friends and your partners, whatever, have you tried to actually clean up Nairobi yourself? Have you woken up in the morning and said, you know what, I'm going to clean up this particular area? Have you gone out there yourself, or are you just pushing the government and you're not doing anything yourself?
Okay, before Twitter, before this online campaign, I've been a volunteer for quite some time too. So we've cleaned up places. We've cleaned up so many places too. We've just recently created a group, so it's some sort of a movement to get to clean Nairobi. So yeah, we're starting on something so that we are also doing something instead of completely relying on Sakaja.
Are you going to get tired of this, or are you going to push it to the very end? How do you see yourself going?
No one gets tired of demanding for better, as citizens and as, any human. No one should get tired of this, so I will not get tired. It's obviously not easy dealing with so much hurdles and trolls and everything, but I'll not get tired. I'll keep pushing and pushing as long as people want me to, as long as we've started this. We've started, so we can't go back. So we'll have to do this each step at a time until something is achieved. So yeah.
I want you to look at the camera and say something to Sakaja right now. And his team at City Hall, and Yusuf Haj, the MP for Kamukunji, and the area MCS for this particular area, for instance. What would you tell them directly to the camera?
I'd really like to urge Sakaja to really please take a look at the serious issues happening around Nairobi. Please let this be your fight. Let this dirty Nairobi be your fight. There's a lot you can do to achieve this. Please establish measures for proper waste disposal system and drainage system. Please, you can hire youths to collect the garbages from the garbage bins. Please let there be garbage bins points. Please, there's a lot you can do, Governor. Please clean Nairobi.
So we just spoke to Hanifa, who is a campaigner for the environment in Nairobi, and she is very passionate about a cleaner Nairobi. Everywhere you go, there's littering, there's all the sewage bursts and all these places and the flooding. It really is an issue. And right now, as you can see behind me, I'm at Baba Dogo as we speak, and the place is a complete mess. There are homes here, there are homesteads, there are houses, there are apartments. People actually living here, and children as well. Young children going to school, and people actually use this particular area to either go to work or come from work or to go wherever is it they want to go to. And we have goats grazing, we have a heap of dirt. And the river behind me as well, Baba Dogo River, they say it's called, and it's dirty. You cannot swim, you cannot fetch water, and it's a health hazard to all the thousands of people who live around this particular area. And the neighbors here are saying this is a whole issue that needs to be tackled and looked into, and they've tried for years to get this dumping out of this area and has not been successful. Today we get to speak to one of the neighbors who lives around here, and they say it's a whole issue, and maybe they can get the government to act on this particular matter and to clear this particular area. Mama, tunaweza ongea naye tafadhali, utuambie jina lako na utuambie kuhusu hii uchafu na vile inawasumbua hapa.
Kwa majina naitwa Josephine Jeka. Hapa nimekaa muda mwingi nafanya biashara, lakini hii takataka hii imeleta shida mingi. Ni venye tu Mungu ametushikilia juu kipindupindu. Hapa ni mbaya sana. Ni njia ndio tu watu wanapita, lakini hii takataka imekaa hapa. Uwanja utafutiwe vijana mali wanaweza kumwaga hiyo takataka hapa kurudi venye kulikuwa. Biashara tulikuwa tunafanya hapa, mafundi wa viatu, sasa hakuna biashara inaweza kuendelea hapa. Watoto wanacheza, wanashika takataka, watoto wanaingia kwa nyumba na takataka. Mali popote tu pananuka kabisa. Sasa naomba tu ikiwezekana Sakaja akuja aone venye anaweza kutusaidia hapa. Okay.
Na walianza kutupa takataka hapa lini, na mmejaribu kuongea na local authorities?
Tumejaribu kuongea hata na mzee kijiji, anakuja anakaa hapa anaenda. Imekaa like 5 years. Ni takataka imekaa hapa muda mrefu sana.
Okay, asante sana. Maybe niongee na mzee mmoja hapa, niambie vile umejaribu kuongea na watu hapa kwa kijiji, kwa ward MCA nani na nani, na imekuwa shida kubwa sana. What are you doing? Mnafanya nini?
Mimi kwa majina naitwa Ernest Kimathi. Mimi ni mkazi wa hapa Baba Dogo. Na hii shida ya hii takataka ilianza wakati mahali kulikuwa na dumping side huko juu kwa uwanja, wakati ile kiwanja imeingirabiwa na viongozi wetu wamejaribu kukuja hapa kwa wakati mwingi, na wanaona hii takataka venye iko, watoto wanachezea hapo. Hata sasa ukiangalia utaona watoto wanacheza pale. Ukiangalia hii ni barabara yenye inapita pande ile nyingine ya Mburiwalis. Kwa hivyo hata hiyo barabara, hata zile pikipiki zinapitanga hapo, haiwezi pita kwa wakati huu, inapita kwa kwa shida sana. Kwa swali letu ni kwa Sakaza. Sisi tunaona magari nakuja hapa kubeba takataka na watuonyeshi dumping site yetu ni gani, na ndio vijana wetu wasaidikie pale. Kwa sababu wakati walikuwa na mwaga takataka huko kwa uwanja, huko ndio vijana walikuwa nakulia. Kwa hivyo wakati ile uwanja ilitolewa pale, wamechangia wizi huku, na unapata hao vijana wengi wanakuja kumwaga takataka hapo. Na ile wakati walikuwa na mwaga huko njoo, hata manyumba zetu zilikuwa safi, lakini hata kwa sasa wanashindwa na kutoa matakataka kwa nyumba pale, ndio wakuje wamwage hapa, sababu hata wenye hapa wanalalamika.
Well, those are some of the sentiments from the neighbors. Right behind me is a Garden City Mall, one of the most swanky, one of the most beautiful, amazing malls in Nairobi. And when you're at that mall, you cannot tell what happens behind here. Thika Road is also right behind me, and some of the biggest companies and the biggest malls are right behind us. But when you come just a few meters down the road, it's a complete mess. This is the campaign that Hanifa is making very personal towards her, and we hope the governor is listening and the area leaders are listening, and this can be sorted once and for all.